भक्त्याभिहीनाय प्रादलक्ष्य क्षिप्ताश्च कामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वं शरणं प्रपन्न वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम्। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरितश्वे नमः। आजानुलम्बितभुजौ कनकावदातो संकीर्तनेकपित्रो कमलायताक्षो विशम्बरो द्विजवरो युगधर्मपालो वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरो करुणाय अवतारो। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मैं अपने सर्वप्रथम अपने परम आराध्यतम गुरुदेव नित्य लीला प्रविष्टु विष्णुपाद स्तोत्र शशि श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज के चरण सरोज में अनंत दंडवत ज्ञापन करता हूँ। उनकी हेतु कृपा की वांछा करता हूँ। तत्पश्चात अपने शिक्षा गुरु पूज्यपाद श्रील भक्ति वेदांत वन गोस्वामी महाराज के चरण में मेरा अनंत कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम।
On his auspicious appearance day, this program is being organized. And to all the bhaktas that are here, my Dandavat Pranam. There is so much mercy from you that I got the opportunity to speak about Maharaj Ji. I came to Srila Gurudev in 1998, and when Gurudev was here, I went to Delhi and to have darshan of Gurudev. I would go there 2-3 times a week. I would take a train at 1 o'clock. The train arrived 3 o'clock in Mathura. And then from the station to the Mutt, I would get darshan of Gurudev at 5 o'clock. So I arrived already at 3:30 at the Mutt, so I would sit there. And in the Mathura Mutt, you have to go upstairs. And then the first room is the room of Maharaj Ji. So I went to Maharaj Ji and sit with him. His room was open. At 3-4 o'clock, he was already awake after his rest and he was doing Harinam. So I went, sit with him. And I was hoping he would speak some katha. So when I saw his room, I was always very overwhelmed. It was such a small room. And his bed was also very special. Have you seen it carefully? It's a steel trunk. And there is a very thin mattress, and that's the bed of Maharaj Ji. And there are 2 cupboards, and in that room 2 people can sit. But when Maharaj Ji would speak katha, 4 or 5 people would come inside. And some way or another, they would sit there. Would say, Maharaj Ji, this room of you is like the Sudharma Sabha of Dwarka. This room can come small and also can become big when there are many people. And with so much love, he would tell some katha. So in the beginning, we didn't know Bengali, and he would speak some Bangla in between. So many things I could not understand. He was speaking. Some I would understand and some I wouldn't. It was like that in the beginning. And slowly on, by hearing, now I can understand every word. It took some time to get adjusted to that, but I felt so much bliss hearing his katha. And then when I was reading, I would make some questions and take them to Maharajji. Maharajji, his life is speaking Hari Katha. He'd say, when I speak Katha, I'm so relaxed, I don't feel tired. That is my rest. I get so much energy from that. And he had such a simple life in the mud. He had no AC, no cooler in the room. And it was a small room. And in there he would do his bhajan. And he had so many books. He had a big library. And from the library of Gurudev, he would also take books to read. He was so interested in reading books and preaching and also writing now. One time, Maharajji, when I lived in Faridabad, near Surkunj, so Maharajji mercifully came to my house and he stayed there for 4 or 5 days. I also have a hobby to read, to get a lot of books in my library, but I can't read them all. My cupboards are full with books. I can't read them all. And when I read it, I can't remember. So I came from Navadvip with a book from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So Maharajji opened it and started reading. He was doing his daily things, preaching, and in 2 days he already had finished the book. Must have like 150 pages, and in 2 days he had finished it. And he is so fully concentrated in reading that book, he isn't aware of what is happening around him. So Maharajji would tell, when he stayed in the mud, there was simple life, not so much money. So it was a life of austerities. But there was one greed. By that greed, he could take all the troubles. And this is the auspiciousness of life. That what Maharaj, his goal is only possible to reach by living in the shelter of Gurudev. So one day on Ekadashi, there was no food, so we went for Govardhan Parikrama. So in this heat and austerity, he had so much taste for bhajan, and his surrendering towards Guruji, that was his mood. He really understood our Gurudev is a chintamani, a wish-fulfilling stone. He can give us everything. So he surrendered everything and saw Gurudev as the greatest wealth. What is called happiness in this world is not real happiness. So Maharajji lived for many years in Mathura, and then he started to go to the foreign countries. So when Guruji went to the foreign countries, he also had the wish to go to the foreign countries. And then Gurudev would say, "What will you do there?" But he had this desire to go. So he got his papers ready to leave also. And then when he went for preaching, especially in Brazil, he did such good work. Then Gurudev also went to Brazil. And he saw that he's preaching very well. So Gurudev was very pleased. He said, I didn't think that you could preach here so well. And now there is mud there, there are many disciples of Maharajji. And they are always eager to have darshan of Maharajji. So even in this condition, Maharajji went there, where there are many infections of corona. But his disciples are very much in the Vatsalya mood. So when they call him, he's coming. And he is wandering in this whole world. If he goes to Europe, America, South America, Brazil, and so on, Costa Rica, Mexico, and in the east, he goes to Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, and New Zealand, Australia, Fiji. Everywhere Maharajji goes. Also Russia. Now there are restrictions there. Otherwise, Maharajji was going there very often. So, when he comes back to Mathura, then he comes back home. He goes in his small room and he feels so much happiness there. So this is where I grew up. This is where I took birth. He's calling it like that. This is my Paramarthik birth. So when Gurudev was there, Maharajji, whatever he got in alms from outside, he gave everything to Madhu Maharaj. He never kept anything for himself. Everything would go in Guru Seva. And once, I remember, in Noida there was a program of Gurudev in 2004. Somewhere September, October. A few days in September and a few days in October. It was 4 days in total. So there was a big program organized. In the Sanatan Dharam temple. I lived in Noida in those days. So this was a very big program. Thousands of people were sitting there. And there were also sannyasi disciples with Maharajji. Madhav Maharaj, Tirtha Maharaj, Van Maharajji, Nimi Maharaj, Damodar Maharaj. I don't remember who else, but there were many seniors. It was a very big stage. There were many sannyasis sitting with Gurudev. So I was told to give an introduction of Gurudev. I can't speak. So I told Van Maharajji, please write something for me. What can I speak? What to speak? So he dictated something for me. I wrote it all down. Important person that leaves his fame in this world, he has a successful life. And he also told a shloka with this.
तीर्थी कुर्वन्ति तीर्थानि स्वांस्तेन गदावृतम. उसका अर्थ भी समझाया, लिखवाया भी.
And he also told the purport. So I wrote it all down. And then I went on the stage and I spoke for 10 minutes. I took all the names, and it happened that the one who told me what to speak, I forgot to take his name. When I saw so many people, and Guruji was also sitting there, and so many sannyasis. So, speaking, I took everyone's name, but I forgot Ben Maharajji's name. So I went to Maharajji, I did my pranams, and I said, Maharajji, it is aparad, and you helped me write it all down, and I forgot to take your name. And Maharajji, he is so simple, he said, he's so humble, he said, oh, it's not, do not worry. Oh Maharajji, I didn't remember. I got your mercy, and I forgot to say thank you to you. So like this, I have a very sweet relationship with Maharajji. He is a bhakta, but he is always seeing me as his own and giving me his love. And then in 2008, with the instruction, the permission of Gurudev, I started a mutt. I lived in Faridabad, and I thought in Faridabad some disciples are living there, so I will move over there. So I started to rent a house, and there was a house at the main road and also in an alley. And then I had a thought, if we could get this place, it would be a very nice place to have a center. So when the renovation was done there, and then Thakurji arranged that we could rent that place. So our devotees were living there, and they knew the people, the landlady. So after speaking with them, they were speaking about the rent, and then also about establishing a center there. And the landlady was also allowing that. So we started the center there. So I told Maharajji, look, we are starting a center there. Please come and do the inauguration. So Maharajji mercifully came at Ram Navami day. He did the inauguration. It's a very auspicious day. So there's no reason to look at any tithi. Akshay Tritiya, Vasant Panchami. So these are very auspicious days. There is no need to look at the scriptures. So on Ram Navami day we could start. So that was, I think, 14th of April, Ram Navami. So I had like 7-8 days to get ready, to call everyone, to arrange everything, the asana of Thakurji. I got a letter to Gopal from Vrindavan, and with his mercy everything was ready in 7 days. There was a wall, and we broke it down to make a room. So Maharajji came. He did Havan there, and there was some kirtan. Ramcharitmanas was also recited because of the Ram Navami day. It was a very beautiful program. By the mercy of Maharajji, we started this center. And after that, he had to go to the foreign countries again. So for 2 years, I stayed there by his mercy. And all the sannyasi disciples of Gurudev came there. And when Maharajji would come from the foreign countries, he would also come there spent some time. And after Kartik, with all the bhaktas, he came in by bus to Faridabad. And they would do Nagar Kirtan and Katha programs. And after that, I saw I did not have the qualities to be the president of a temple. So I took permission from Gurudev and I left that and came to Vrindavan. Please give me permission that I can be busy with the books. Give me your instruction. Management is not a quality of mine. So Gurudev gave permission. Okay, go. But then Gurudev said, I give you sannyas and start preaching. I said, Gurudev, how can I become sannyas? I will be a black spot on the name of sannyas. I said, okay, if you want to preach, and when you have the opportunity, please also preach there. So I have the instruction of Gurudev to preach, and I'm trying to do that. So I do also an online katha. First at Skype, now in Google Meet.
फिर महाराज जी आते रहते थे मिलते और गुरुदेव जब प्रकट हो गए
So Maharaji would come and meet, and when Guruji went in Aprakat, I was meeting regularly with Maharaji. When I stayed in Faridabad, I was going to Delhi, and in Vrindavan, Maharaji would come. I would go get him in Delhi and I would go take him to Mathura. And when Maharaji would come by car, he did not allow to turn on the AC. He said, no, no AC. And I would say, Maharaji, I open the window at your side, you will get the fresh air, and on my side, in the driving seat, I will turn on the AC. So the wind will not come your way. When Maharaji came from the foreign country one time, a very long flight he had, like 22 hours. And he said, take me straight to Mathura. So I said, Maharaji, please stay here. He said, no, no, I want to go to Mathura. Take me in the car. Will you also not go to the mud? So we were going to Mathura, and in the ride I gave him some water. I had some prasadam. He said, oh, I will first go there, take a bath, and after Anik, I will take some prasadam. So 24 hours flight, and then also these hours to go to Mathura. So like 30 hours he didn't drink or eat. I was many times pleading him, but he didn't want to. He went to Mathura, he took his bath. After Tilak Anik, then he sat down for eating. And he was so satisfied. When he came to Mathura, he was in his own place. So once in the Delhi Mutt, his Bhagavad was going on. So like 2011-12, April, his Bhagavad was going on. So he was preaching, and then I took him from Mathura to Delhi. And then while we were driving, he would tell me about Bhagavad. And when he was speaking the katha, his Vyas asan was there. And next to him was also the asan for Gurudev. So I was sitting from one side and looking from the side of Maharajji. So I could see Maharajji and Gurudev at once. So there was a photo and Maharaj was speaking. So suddenly I felt like Gurudev is sitting on the Vyasa asana and speaking. In Ban Maharajji, I had the darshan of my Gurudev. So when I looked carefully, I felt like Gurudev was sitting there speaking. It was the body of Ban Maharajji, but it was like Gurudev was speaking. So for a few minutes, it was looking like that. And then, after a few minutes, I saw again Ban Maharajji speaking and the photo of Gurudev is there. So Gurudev gave me such a darshan because he is very dear to him. He is mine. He's like me. Look how close he is to Gurudev, his loved disciple. So Gurudev gave me such a darshan. So every time, every moment, Maharajji was spending in seva, but he was never having ego about this, that I'm a senior, I'm a sannyasi. When there was prashadam, then he would also do prashadam seva. Once I can remember, we did parikrama in Govardhan, and we sat in the basement for prashadam. So I came, and Maharajji was standing there in front, and he asked me, have you had prashadam? I said no. And then Maharajji said, sit down. So when I sat down, I took 4 steps, but in that time Maharajji put a plate for me and a cup and also prasadam. He filled my plate with prasadam. I said, Maharajji, please sit down. I will feed you. Why are you serving me? He was doing seva. He had no ego. I'm senior. He's sannyasi, I'm a grihasta. He had nothing like that, not a mood like that. He said, this is the instruction of Gurudev to do Vaishnav seva. How he did seva. Seva is his life. So once, maybe 5-6 years ago, in Akola was his Bhagavad Katha. In July, August, maybe July. Yes, 6 years ago. Maharajji said to me, come, you also come with me. Maharajji, you will speak. What will I do going so far? Maharajji said, come. So he gave the instruction, so I had to come. I went to Akola. It's a very dry area. And it doesn't rain so much. Maybe some years it doesn't rain there. So everything is dry in Akola. So when we came there by train, it was raining so much. So the people who arranged the program, they came with their umbrellas and they took us by car. And 7 days it was raining. Every day there was katha, it was raining. And the people were saying, it doesn't rain here so much. So Maharajji came, and now the rain has also come. So he had a lot of fame by this, a very nice program. And many people took Harinam Diksha from Maharajji. There were many house programs. I was there with Maharaji, Uttam Prabhu was there, and Bhaktas were there. And Sundar Gopal Prabhu was there for Kirtan. It was a very nice program. And for 7 days, on the last day, then the rain would stop. So one is Grantha Bhagavad and the other is Bhakta Bhagavad, and they were both there. So they got the blessings of the demigods, the devatas. That was the rain. So these are some memories I have with Maharaji. So Maharaji is now going everywhere for preaching. In a year, he is like 9-10 months away. So I have less darshan now. But even though when he is far away, he is every moment giving me his mercy. So in his lotus feet, I am praying that he will keep blessing me. So perhaps in one life I can do Guru Seva for him, like him. So now I am absolutely not capable, a conditioned soul. I don't know what is called Seva. What I do for small things, that's because I have nothing else to do. That's not really the Seva Vasana, that which makes you feel bliss at every moment, that you don't feel any tiredness, that you always want to keep doing that. It doesn't take any effort. That's the Seva Bhav. I don't have that. Prabhuji, you did so much Granth Seva. If you don't have it, then who has that? So you are still now giving so many kathas. So you are doing so much Seva. No, really, I'm telling this. I am just sitting here because I have nothing else to do. Seva is something else. The bliss you have from Seva. You know what I see? What Gurudev, how he did Seva, how Maharaji did Seva. They didn't look at their bodily needs. You can see my house. You see, I have every luxury. What is this for austerity? Prabhuji, you are still doing so much even after your heart surgery. So you are really a big ideal for me. Gurudev said, the biggest seva is Grantha Seva, and you are doing that all the time. So this is the mercy of my Gurudev. I am not capable of doing this. That's Gurudev writing. So I do translation from Bangla to Hindi. I can't even speak Bangla. It's not my mother tongue. There are so many words I can't understand. How to make the sentence, what's the mood. So I pray to Gurudev and then I can write. So when I'm reading this, I'm also astonished. Did I write this? So it's not me, it's Gurudev. It's his mercy. He is sitting in front of me. But Gurudev also sits in front of a good sevak. No, don't think like that. Why did Gurudev come? He came here to establish his Patita Pavan. So, the one who is the most fallen, he gets the help. Like Nityananda Prabhu thought of doing preaching. So what's the best way? To start with the most fallen ones, like Jagai Madai. and he delivered them. So when they are delivered, then ordinary people will say, if such big sinners can be delivered, then it's nothing for us. So just to show the mercy, how great that mercy is. So that's what Gurudev is also manifesting. So that's why me, the most fallen soul, he has chosen. So as an example, he is showing me like how much mercy he has. Who is already good, they are already qualified. They don't need so much mercy. But to show the glories of mercy, you have to deliver the most fallen ones. So this is the Loki Kripa. I have no qualification. Still, they give me so much love. And every moment they are thinking about our well-being. And we always have their blessings. And by their empowerment, I can do some bhajan. It's their mercy. Without their mercy, then we are just here, standing with Maya. When they stop holding our hand, we will fall down. But they are holding our hand. So Maharaj is also very merciful. So I'm thinking about one thing. When you had your heart surgery, the lockdown would start then. So
बहुत उनके प्रिय पात्र हैं, तो आपकी कृपा हमेशा है भी सही, और जितना प्यार आप गुरुदेव से करते हैं उतना ही वो भी आपसे करते हैं। वो मुझसे बहुत ज्यादा करते हैं, मैं नहीं करता उतनी। मैं वैसा प्रेम मेरे हृदय में नहीं, उनके अंदर।
So Guruji is loving you very much. No, he loves me. I don't love him as much as he loves me. He has love for everyone. He has love for Krishna. So who has Krishna Prem in his heart, he can love everyone. I cannot give that love. I am a conditioned soul. So I have this blessing that I had association of such a Guru and Vaishnavas. This is the best blessing. I don't know if I did a good karma in some life. This is his Ahaituki Kripa. Because I cannot think of anything I can have done to get so much mercy. But still, a Vaishnava is a dosh darshi. They don't see the dosha, the faults. They just deliver them. If they even look at the faults, Guru and Vaishnava, then it's only for the well-being of the jiva to destroy those faults. They have this mercy. So in Madhyamadikar, they see our faults and only to get them straight again, so we will not fall down even lower. That's their greatness. And Uttam Bhagavad, he doesn't see any faults. To deliver the jiva, he takes the Uttama Bhagavad, comes to the platform of a Madhyam Bhagavad. So we should not think that he came down from the Uttam Bhagavad. He is still an Uttam Bhagavad. But to see people, this vision is of a Madhyam Bhagavad. So in Bhagavad it said, love with Krishna, friendship with Bhaktas, to
भक्तों के और भगवान के उसकी उपेक्षा,
be
चार प्रकार के जो
for loyal
व्यवहार
people,
हैं,
compassion,
वो करते हैं।
and who is against
क्योंकि उत्तम भाग तो समदर्शी हैं,
Bhakta
वो तो
and
देखते सभी
Bhagwan,
कृष्ण की
ignore
सेवा
them.
में लगे हैं।
So these four types
किसी को भी नहीं
of
देखते कृष्ण से,
dealing.
सेवा से दूर है,
That's what he does.
इसलिए वो जो है
And Uttam Bhagwat knows
इससे
everything. He
उद्धार
sees
तो होता है,
everyone
कृपा दृष्टि
doing
करने से
Krishna
किसी का
Seva.
बेटा होता है।
He doesn't see anyone far from Krishna Seva.
तो सबको
So,
समदर्शी देखते हैं,
an
इसलिए
Uttam
किसी को
Bhagwat,
ढूंढते नहीं कि ये इस होते सभी तो कृष्ण की सेवा कर। ये तो माया जगत में कृष्ण की
he
लीला है,
cannot
इसलिए सब उन्हीं की कृष्ण की सेवा कर।
deliver
उनका तो
anyone because he is seeing everyone doing Seva. He is
जब
seeing
जीवों को
everyone
उद्धार
doing
करना
Seva
होता
for
है, तो
Krishna.
वो एक
And even this Maya Jagat is a Leela of Krishna. Everyone is
उसका
doing
भजन
Seva.
स्थिति तो सब समय
He has a
उत्तम
different vision. But when the Jiva has to be delivered,
दोषों
then
का
he
हमारे
changes
मतलब
his
अपराध नहीं
vision
देखते वो,
to Madhyam
समझते
Adhika.
हैं
But his
मायाबद्ध जीव है,
bhajan, his condition is of an
ये
Uttam
सब तो
Bhagwat.
दोष रहेंगे ही माया के,
So like this,
और उसी का ही वो निदान करने के लिए
he doesn't see our faults. He's seeing a Maya
उसी प्रीति से हमको बांध के रखते हैं।
Badhajiv. He's seeing this as faults of
किससे बंधे
Maya.
हैं? गुरुदेव के
So
जो प्रेम देते हैं ना,
he's
उसी को तो
giving
बंधे
his
हुए हैं।
mercy.
नहीं तो
So we can
माया तो हमको
get rid of that. He is binding us with his love.
इसलिए वो हमारा उद्धार करने के लिए
So the love that Gurudev gives, that is binding us.
हृदय के अंदर भी
Otherwise,
वास्तव में है।
otherwise Maya is
गुरुदेव तो हमारे कहा करते थे
pulling us every moment.
कि
So
गुरु जो
to
है,
deliver us,
गुरु माता
to
पिता
deliver
से
us, he's
भी
giving so much love. Gurudev would say,
यही से परम बंधु से ही पिता माता
a guru,
कृष्ण चरणे यही प्रेम भक्ति।
he loves more
वही
than
हमारे परम बंधु हैं, वही हमारे माता पिता
thousands
हैं,
of mothers and
जो
fathers.
हमको कृष्ण के चरणों में प्रेम भक्ति देने वाले हैं। सकल जन्म में सबे पिता माता पाए,
He is our father, mother, friend,
सब जन्म में
who
तो सबको
brings
माता पिता
us
मिलते
Krishna
हैं,
Bhakti, Krishna Prem.
कोई ऐसा जन्म ही नहीं है जहाँ नहीं मिलेगा।
We have
चाहे
had so many
मनुष्य का हो, चाहे
fathers and
पशु
mothers.
पक्षी का हो, कीट पतंग का हो, माता पिता तो होंगे ही। उनका सबका जो है
In every life, we get a father and a mother. There is no life where you have no father or mother. If you are human or an animal, you have a father and mother.
मनुष्य को जीवन में गुरु की प्राप्ति होती है।
In every life, you will get parents, but not in every life you will get a guru.
अपने जन्मों से भटकते संसार में हम लोग बड़े सौभाग्य हमारा जागृत हुआ है। ऐसे शुद्ध भक्त
Only a fortunate person will get a guru.
कृष्ण भजन कृष्ण सेवा में सब समय लगे।
So now we are being so
कोई
blessed
संसारिक
that
कामना नहीं,
a Shuddha Bhakta
उसी में लगे हुए
is our guru,
उनकी कृपा मिलती है, उनका
who is
संग मिलता
in
है,
Krishna Bhajan, Krishna Seva every moment. He is not doing any material things. He is only doing the Krishna Seva.
हमें अपने आश्रय में ही रखें।
And when we get their mercy, their association, that is the best blessing. So we are praying all the time
चिंतामणि मिली है,
that He will keep me in
हम उसको खो ना दें
His shelter. It's such a
और वो कृपा करें।
rare thing we
चिंतामणि की
got
जो है,
after
वैल्यू को
wandering
समझ लें।
for
तो
many
बंदर है,
lifetimes.
बंदर की तरह।
This Chintamani we've gotten,
बोलते हैं
we
बंदर
should not
जैसे
lose it.
वृंदावन
And
में ले
with
जाते
His
हैं ना,
mercy, that
किसी के पर्स ले गए लेडी
this
का,
Chintamani, we will
पैसे दिए,
understand
सोना
its
मिला,
value.
और उसको
Gurudev says, an ape
रोटी का टुकड़ा और कुछ खाने को दिया,
in Vrindavan, he will take a purse of a lady. There was money in it, there was gold in it. And when they gave him just something to eat, a piece of roti, he just took the food and gave back the purse. So he didn't understand that gold has value or paper has value. He is only looking at the roti, the food. He knows the value of the roti. So, like that, Gurudev, he is a Chintamani. We should know its value. these luxury things, this happiness we have in this world. And we should not lose this mercy of Krishna, this jewel. So I pray to you that the Vaishnavas, they give mercy, that I stay blessed by Guru Varga, and I will end here. And you have organized a very nice program. So thank you to Shyam Prabhu, to all of you, everyone that is helping. And you are, I hope you can do this seva for Guru Varga and your life will become successful. I pray for that for Gurudev.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यो कृपा सिन्धुभ्यो च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.